hey, my name is Hamza, and then he started, hey, my name is Mark, and so on. And I was like, hey, nice to meet you, Mark, and that's it. And then he was like trying to make me comfortable by cracking some jokes, and I didn't know what he was saying, so I was like, yes, yes. Yes. And then he looked at me and he felt really like uncomfortable. He was like, what the fuck? Did I do something? And I was like, oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't get it.
All right, guys. So welcome to Founders Connect. And I am today with Hamza Ouazzani Chahdi, right? So he's the founder and CEO of the SpotAngels. Hamza, welcome to Connection.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. I've been like, we I think connected like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Through email. I think we chat a little bit on LinkedIn too, but today's the day, right?
Yeah. I mean, you are the App Store optimization expert, so we needed to come to you.
Yeah. We need to chat it before, but your app is doing pretty good. Like, I mean, why don't we just start like about you, who you are, and what is the SpotAngels does for, and then we can take it from there.
Definitely. So my name is Hamza. I grew up in Morocco. I was born and raised there. Then I studied engineering in France. Went there, did actually some research in physics.
Okay.
It was really, really fun.
Wow. Your scientist, I can see your the glasses and everything.
And so and then I had this problem actually. I used to go to where I studied was outside of Paris.
Okay.
So I needed a car.
Okay.
To go, just like do groceries and join my friends in Paris during the weekends and so on. And parking was really terrible. And back home, actually, it was the same thing. I traveled also to Malaysia. I had an internship there the same year, and same thing. It was terrible. And I was like, wow, this parking problem is really a pain. And
when was it? Like 2011, 12?
Yeah, it was 12.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, I'm doing research. At the time, it was research on plasma physics to kill cancer cells. And I was like, that's amazing, but like to bring something to market is going to take me maybe 20 years, right? And I was like, and there's this small thing, okay, people might think it's less meaningful, but it touches like so many people, like millions and millions of people every day. And what if I could save them just a little bit of stress, a little bit of time every day with technology?
You're touching people's life, and you don't want to wait to 20, 30 years to touch. You want to touch it right now.
Exactly. And I wanted to fix something, maybe selfish, but I wanted to fix something that I was experiencing myself. And I remember at the time, so I taught myself how to code. Obviously, I'm not a good programmer.
Yeah.
My CTO can tell you that.
For
but
sure.
I'm dangerous enough to bring an idea to market.
That's most important. I think.
Exactly.
I feel that.
And so at the time, then I decided to do like a semester abroad at UC Berkeley to learn about like Silicon Valley and computer science and stuff like this. So I took some computer science classes, entrepreneurship classes, and I realized it was the same problem in the US as well, parking.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, how can we bring information to people so they make the best decisions when it comes to parking? Should I drive my car? No, actually, I'm going to take public transportation because parking is tough and it's costing me too much. When is the next street cleaning happening? Like, I personally got so many parking tickets in San Francisco.
San Francisco, I was going to say, I don't want to like the interrupt you, but when I first came to Bay Area, San Francisco, first day they towed my car.
Yeah, well, that's what happened to me.
And then they said, dude, like it's not easy to park in here. They made a book for that. That time, like 2011, app was not like the big thing. Then I saw that so many apps they just do only for the San Francisco.
Yeah, and so actually what is really funny is at first we didn't start on this parking ticket thing, but I also got my car towed and it was $579 and it was the price of the car.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I better find a solution.
You leave your car at the parking garage and you just like
no, so I
still need to pay, right?
No, actually I parked it on Pine Street.
Okay.
It was free, but I arrived like 5 minutes late. And so it was 3 p.m. It was like a parking lane that became a driving lane. Okay. And like I don't know. I was like, okay, parking rules, 5 minutes, it's fine. But actually, it was
and
not.
It's always like hidden, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know what's happening. You need either be local or the person been like that street for a long time,
or you need SpotAngels.
Yes. Well, it's not, you should use this thing as a commercial, man. It's just you either need a local or you have a SpotAngel.
Yeah.
The SpotAngel is pretty much like a Waze for the parking.
Exactly.
Right? It's so easy to say it.
Exactly. But before talking to why we built SpotAngels and how we built it, I want to give you like the background.
Yeah, please.
And so
I love it.
The first idea, we're like, okay, we're gonna help people exchange spots on street because we're so focused on the use case of helping people find parking and giving them the certainty to get a parking spot. So we're gonna help them park on street and swap spots for $5. So we did that. We got into Y Combinator.
That was the first idea to YC.
We got into YC, and 2 weeks later we launched, and we got shut down by the city. And we're like, we're just trying to do good, right?
Yeah.
But like, so other competitors have launched at the time, and they were like, yeah, don't give it for free, hold the spots and make $10. And our vision was more, okay, it's $5 that you give to get a spot, and then when you give back your spot, you get your money back. So it was money you could not cash out.
Yeah,
it was just basically a deposit. Exactly. But anyway, we're lumped in there and like really bad press, and we're like, okay, it's impossible to keep working on it. And we pivoted actually.
So there was initial idea was not SpotAngel to you guys.
No.
Accepted by the YC.
Exactly. And at the time when we pivoted, we got our car towed. And we built SpotAngels because we could not afford that. Like definitely. And we built it just for us. We never launched it.
Got it.
And then so we had two ideas. We were like, okay, either when we stopped the first idea, either we're gonna do like SpotAngels, or we're gonna do like a Valet parking app. Okay. People will text us because we're still in the mode where we wanted to bring certainty to people, 100% certainty. And we're gonna do an app. You text us, we'll check car for your car, and we'll park it in the garage, and we'll find a way like.
Then that's the time was the peak of the Valet.
Exactly, and I remember. So we had these two ideas.
There's a Lux, and what was the other one?
And Zerx.
Yeah,
and we had these two ideas, and the idea we got was because actually some people in the first app were texting us and telling us, "Hey guys, like I didn't find a spot, blah blah blah. Can you please help?" Even though I didn't find it on the app, can you please help? Okay. And we'd go there, take the car, and park it for them. That was like premium customer support.
Yeah.
And then
how much you guys charging? It's just like
it was like $20.
Okay.
Right. The others were underpricing and so on. But I remember at the time, so we had these two ideas, and we went to YC partners. Were like, there's this idea about parking tickets. We built this app for us, and we love the idea. And there's this idea about Valet. We're not sure about it. We need to test first. And they were like, the parking tickets idea is dumb. Just don't do it. Maybe you cannot make money and so on. So we're like, okay, maybe they're right. And we're still like a bit insecure, first time founders and so on. And we're like, okay, we're gonna do the Valet. So we did that. After a while, we realized like there's no way we could make money. It was a disaster. The operations were super hard to.
But the other like the players, they raised so much money, right?
But it was not on like we were not focused on them. They were raising money and doing stuff, and we're like, okay, good for them. We just want to make sure we have a business, something sustainable. And the more
I think this is because of being immigrant or like something like you just have something very valuable you didn't have before.
Exactly.
So you want to keep it.
Not necessarily keep it. It was just like also like as a scientist, I think first principles. So I'm like, okay, I need to prove at small scale. Like when you do an experiment as a scientist, like at small scale, I need to prove this, and then maybe I'm gonna make it bigger scale and so on. It doesn't need to be perfect, but I need to validate some hypothesis before moving to next ones.
Yes.
And what is really funny is that so we were like seeing the other scaling and so on, and VCs were going crazy, and we were like, you know what? Let's focus on what we do. Let's see if this thing scales. So we did it at the first scale, and then it was working. And we did it at bigger scale. And we was like, do we have better unit economics? And it was actually getting worse.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, no. There's no way to scale this. We're just like...
But that time, you guys already raised like $4 million?
No. We raised at the time $500,000.
That's it, $500,000.
That's it, at the end of YC. And we're launching these experiments and learning, and then we're like, okay, the day we were confident we are not going to make it, the city was giving us really hard time again, like to get permits, because we want to do like fixed location instead of just like you going and pick up the car, like you dropping off the car in fixed locations. And we had really hard time with the city. We're like, okay, this is not going to work, and we stopped it. And at the time we had like $100,000 or $200,000 in the bank account, and we're like, you know what? we're gonna follow our instinct. We're gonna do this SpotAngels thing.
Oh, but
And
SpotAngel was, as you said in the beginning, you had already.
it was just for me.
Yeah, okay.
And
got it.
for me and my co-founder to make sure we're not going to get our car towed or getting
Yeah.
street cleaning tickets
But
anymore.
that idea was stuck with you since the Paris. Pretty much. Do you want to solve your problem?
Exactly.
You saw the traffic problem. You saw the San Francisco is like, I think, worse than the Paris.
Exactly.
And then also the parking ticket prices here.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. Like, I think these days it got a little bit better, but still, it's like, I mean, I don't know, like SpotAngel. So you had money in the bank. And you say, you know what, this is the idea, we should go for it.
Exactly. And I told the investors, and they were like, that's a terrible idea. And you don't have money, you don't have a way to make money. We wanted the app to be free. But we knew that this was our angle to fix the problem we always wanted to fix, which was bringing information to people, helping people find parking, reduce their stress level. And we were going to start with parking tickets. So we started. At first, like the app was using the open data from the city. So they had some open data and it was really bad. And we
that was now we're in 2014 or 15? 15, okay.
Yeah. So when we started it was end of 2014, but when we focused on it was end of 2015.
Okay, so it took you a year to...
Yeah, exactly. And we were like, okay, we are using this data from the city. Okay. The data is pretty terrible. Can we do better? How can we get like accurate data? And so what we started doing is just recording images of the street. So we put like a phone, and we started driving, and we collected the imagery.
It's like,
and then we came back home and we digitized using like open source software. And
Google doesn't have that data.
So they do, but we don't have the right to use it.
Okay.
And so we digitized, and at the time, like
there was like alternative the version of the Google Maps.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Google's,
and we learned how to build maps, and so on. And we were amazed. This field was amazing.
And you guys not an expert for that. I mean,
no, like
literally just learned by doing it.
I'm a physicist. I taught myself how to code. My co-founder Bud was more like a consultant banking guy, but who was an engineer as well at first, and he taught himself how to code. And we were like, and then our co-founder, like our CTO Mehdi, had joined us by the time, and he was the really good computer science guy, but he never did mapping, right?
And you guys end up being feeling like at the lab, just like figure out the
how do you build maps? And so we started doing that, and then we're like, holy shit, this works really well. And the process was really manual. And we're like, yeah, the data is really accurate. And then we were pretty happy about it. So we built like the first city was San Francisco. We built it ourselves, the three of us.
It was like mostly like the FIDI in the downtown area.
And no, it was like for sure the mission because we live there. And then it was like downtown. But like it took us a while, like 3 months to build it.
Okay.
But we built the entire city at the end.
But still, it's 3 months. For me, it's doable. Like for the entire city, not bad at all. And if you do every major city. Still San Francisco is small, like 7x7, and it's not that like hard. But 3 months, I think, it's not bad. At all. And they are not changing too much, right?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, you can do one time.
No, that's the thing. We were like, we're gonna do it one time. It's gonna take 3 months, and then we're done. That's it. People will be able to see where they can park for free, for how long they want to stay. Is this legal right now? We send them reminders, and that's it. And then what we realized is that actually people were sending us pictures or whatever, or text saying us, guys, the rules are outdated, so you need to update them. And we're like, okay. You know what? We're gonna make it a community thing, and that's how it became Waze for parking.
But because still, for me, like I still don't get the Waze. Who's gonna update this thing? I won't do it, right?
Well, that's the beauty.
Same thing like Yelp. When I first came to US, like I mean, who's gonna write a review? But people are crazy for the review. So for you guys, people are doing it, huh?
Yeah, but the thing is, they were doing it offline. They were sending us pictures to tell us, guys, update the rules. And we're like, you know what? We're gonna make it dead simple for them to do it online.
Exactly. You just upload it instead of sending me.
There you go.
Upload,
and then we built like features to help you edit the rules as well. And then we started giving you points, so you're happy and you feel good about it. And then the points would win you avatars. So we started like gamifying the experience a bit.
Cool.
And we just like one principle is we made it dead simple for people to contribute information, and we kept listening to them. And then at a certain point they were telling us, that's cool, I'm sending you the rules, but I would love also to say if there's an open spot. And the reason why they are doing it is because at the moment they park, we automatically save their parking location. And when we set a reminder for them and we ask them to confirm. And when they confirm, we tell them, hey, can you please make sure the rules are still up to date, send us a picture? Or are there other open spots, or did you take the last one? That's why people do it, because you make it simple and in the flow.
But it's like interesting because when like I'm super excited. When you excited, I just want to like. I mean, I'm driving right now. I used to live in the city. I was not driving, but now I just moved to San Mateo, and I'm so lucky. This building has the parking garage, and they're Turkish, so I know like most of the parking garage they have some affiliation with the Turkish people. But it's still interesting to me. But now I feel that I should do something with SpotAngel, because you're solving and you're touching people's life. But overall, what was the challenge? Because I see now how many cities you guys in
45.
45.
Yeah.
But it was the San Francisco was the start, and then how long it took you guys to go to other cities like?
Yeah, so we first did San Francisco.
Yeah.
Pretty happy about it. Not making money.
Yeah.
Cash in the bank was low.
Okay.
And then actually one BMW engineer was using the app.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, you guys like solve this issue of building the parking map, the static parking map for the city, and you started have like more occupancy data.
Yeah.
And we have been trying to do that like for maybe 4 or 5 years, and we didn't manage to do it. The reason why they wanted this data is when they operate car sharing services like Car2Go or so on, they want like the cars.
Yeah.
You take them from A to B, and then they're parked by themselves, and they don't know when they have to move them. Otherwise, they get tickets, and so they needed that.
So you're not just only like solving the day-to-day the people's life, also the enterprise, the companies.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And so then we're like, okay, it's interesting. So actually, maybe we can make some money now.
SpotAngel enterprise.
Exactly. And so at the time,
that's how you guys making right now the money, like sharing
some of the money we make it like this. So it's
but still for the end user it's free.
It's free, and it's gonna always be free. And there's no ad, and there will be never be ads like whatever.
But I see some affiliation, like if you want to buy the parking.
That's different.
Okay,
that's the second part. I will get to that later. And so we were like, they had like a service called Reach Now. Now it's Car2Go, and they wanted that. Also, they had like a service where they would show parking maps in the new BMWs, and they needed the data. So they made us work with one of their providers. So we didn't work direct, but worked through one of their providers, and they asked us like to map 20 cities. So now the challenge was to map 20 cities, and we had 6 months to do it. Remember, it took us 3 months to do San Francisco.
Yeah, but this is like also like the reason I do like the Founders Connect, because you like end up to just making the maps and then solving the problem, and now you have one client come to you and say, you know what, I need 20 more cities,
and they were like,
give me the 6 months.
Yeah.
So you probably say, yes, we can. And go back to engineers and say, guys, we got to do it.
Exactly.
And you probably never been those cities before.
No, and actually, until now, I think I didn't visit like 18 of those cities.
Wow. So you have a 45 city, but you didn't visit even all of them.
Yeah. And so we were like, okay, how are we going to do that?
Yeah.
And then we were like, okay. First of all, we're gonna work a lot.
Okay.
No, we didn't have the money, right? And so we still had a little bit of money in the bank account.
But did I give you guys upfront money?
So we negotiated that.
Okay.
We were like, okay, give us part of the money in front. And they were like, okay, you got 3 guys in the startup, not trusting us that much. Yeah. But they were like, okay, I'm gonna trust you enough. Like the value of San Francisco, at least you have it. I'm gonna give you this value. So they gave us like some of the money up front. And with this money, we basically went and were like, okay, now we need this thing to scale. So we kept like iterating on the product while mapping.
Got it.
We came back to Morocco. We hired like a team, right?
And the R&D team?
No, actually the mapping team is there.
Okay.
So we hired, because I'm from Morocco, so it was easier for me. So we went there, we hired the team, we started building the maps there. So whatever we're doing in San Francisco, and at the same time optimizing the process. To the point that now actually it takes us like 1 week to 2 weeks to launch a big city like San Francisco.
Crazy. And for that, from 3 months to a couple of it. Yeah. But also probably Moroccan engineer works like twice as like
it was not necessarily like Moroccan engineers. It was so we hired like mapping technicians, and so these were like the technicians who were eager. Yeah, exactly. Were eager to work, and we came back to Morocco at a certain time, and we were like working like crazy.
Got it.
We went to my co-founder's house in Casablanca, and basically just stayed there for 2 weeks, and mapped the city non-stop, map series non-stop.
But no pleasure in Casablanca?
Nothing, man. It was just like, it was in front of the sea, and it was just mapping.
Wow.
Jogging, coming back, mapping. Wow. It was crazy.
And you were like mapping literally, like not a Casablanca, you're mapping the US cities.
Yeah, like Chicago and Los Angeles and so on.
Amazing to me, man. Wow. Crazy. So then you map it, and then now you're 45 cities. So literally, it's like a Waze for the street parking, and you're like, if I'm driving, I'm looking for the parking spot. I look at your app, and you see my location, and I find like the spot is either like free or like I can see the deals.
Yeah.
And so, but then you see the momentum. When was the time you guys raised the rest of the capital?
It was September 2016.
Okay.
So 1 year after that, if I'm correct, yeah. I think
Still the same investor? Did they follow up?
No.
Because they just don't like the idea.
Yeah.
Right?
They don't like the idea. They like us. They're like, you guys are hustlers.
Yeah.
At least like you didn't give up. But I'm really not sure of your SpotAngels stuff, right?
Yeah,
like
the market maybe.
Yeah, exactly. You're licensing data to car sharing, car makers, long sales cycles. Not necessarily like something, they don't necessarily maybe like value the high quality maps that you have compared to competitors. And we're like, okay, it's fine, but we're gonna keep pushing. We know that the end result, the end product is helping people solve parking. Right, solving parking for people, and we know that people spend a lot of money in parking. But it's
what is like average consumers spending, like let's say San Francisco resident, how much they're spending in parking?
So I don't know the exact number in San Francisco. I can just give you like some numbers.
I think
in the US,
okay.
According to UC Berkeley study, there are like $143 billion spent on parking.
Wow.
Okay. There are some other studies that actually estimate the market to be $10 billion off street and $3 billion on street.
Okay.
But this Berkeley study did like $143 billion.
Where did you get that number?
So I'm just like, right now I'm going through the study and trying to understand how did they do it. Just to understand if the number is accurate. But I would say it's anywhere between $13 billion and 10 times that. But I'm going through it right now to define it really well.
But this is still the business that a lot of people, they don't want to touch it because it's like either the city or like it's so hard to do it, and then now you end up like building the map because you need it. But what is like your daily challenge? Like, what are you guys like working on? Do you want to add more city, because you're still in US, right?
Yeah. So what we worked on was like this community and crowdsourcing happening, and I was super happy about the pictures that we received, the open spots that we received.
Even today, I saw your LinkedIn. You gotta like.
So the story, man. I was moved. So the story.
Can you share the story, please?
So I received a phone call. So I'm crazy enough to put my phone number on our consumer support page. Yeah, exactly.
I was like that in the beginning.
It's hidden now. It's hidden because we have hundreds of thousands of users who use us every month. And I was like, okay, no, I'm not going to put it in front. So it's hidden. You have to find it. But if you find it, you can call me.
Okay.
And so I received a phone call, and it was this lady. Her name was Tivona.
Okay.
And she was like, hey, I'm looking for the cheapest parking possible in San Francisco. I'm homeless, and I need to park my car like in an area where I'm not going to get tickets. I was like, okay. I took 5 seconds. I was like, oh my God, that's wow.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, what are the lots that are cheap? And then I was like, man, like, wait for a minute. Like, she maybe would be interested to park on street for free. So I was like, would you be okay to park on street for free? And she was, okay, we're going to lose some money, but I was really happy to lose money at this moment. And I mean, not to make money. It's the first time I was super happy not to make money. And I was like, okay, do you have the app? She was like, yes. I was like, okay, you can filter and say, I want to park for more than 3 days or 3 days and so on.
So you get like a concierge service pretty much for her.
Yeah.
But it was for the good reason.
Yeah. And I was like, okay.
Good
And then
cause,
she parked and I was like, okay, now all the green segments that you're going to see are spots where you can park for free. Be careful, there's street cleaning happening, but we send you the alerts before street cleaning and so on. And she was like, thank you so much. I was like, no, thank you for calling me. Like, I've never felt like so good about what I do.
So that's your motivation then, like pretty much like, you know, I see your reviews, people love your app.
Yeah.
And people like, just like, you know, and you either like you saving their time or their money.
Or reducing the stress level or making it easy for them not to drive or to drive.
Yeah.
Just giving information to people. Yeah. And it's crazy the power of information.
And that information is like, publicly sounds like available, but it's not that like classified like you guys.
So first of all, it's not publicly available in many cities. Okay. Second, it's not accurate in many cities because cities don't keep track of all the changes.
You got a plus for
Thank you guys.
Thanks for how it is. Cool. And because we live in San Francisco, we think that everything like San Francisco.
It's not
tech savvy. Like
what we did is we went. You told me what was the goal after like we built the map. The goal was to go to cities and tell them, look, we have this community, we have this data, we can help you get better because our motto is making parking easy together. So we have an inclusive approach and we include cities and we share our data back with cities often like for free. And we give them access to tools for free. Obviously, like we built like a solution for them to paid
to just like
tiers. But the basic one is for free. We'll always share the data back for free.
Amazing.
Right? So we did that, and cities like San Francisco today are using our tools and they're using our data. They're still not paying us, but they're using it. And there are other cities actually with whom we have deeper partnerships, with whom we fix bigger problems, like Las Vegas, Baltimore, and Virginia Beach, and they are paying us.
Wow.
And we make their life more easier, and we save them engineering time. And
so how big the team right now?
So we're 12.
12.
Still small team.
Small team,
yeah,
really
still
lean.
Small team.
And then you and your co-founder in San Francisco and rest of the team in Morocco?
No, so I'm basically based in Morocco.
Oh,
so we're lucky to catch each other.
I am so lucky. So,
I spent 5 years here.
It's another reason for me to visit you in Morocco.
Yeah, man. You see, I told you.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So I was based here. Then I had to come back for family reasons.
Okay.
And we're just like lucky to have an office there. So I'm working from there and basically coming back and forth every other month.
So this is another thing I was gonna like touch because we talk about your business and SpotAngels. It sounds like killing it, but living in US, San Francisco, because this is another thing, the Founders Connect, the people, immigrant or foreigner founder, or even like someone from different state and they came to San Francisco because San Francisco, like people finding in San Francisco, based in San Francisco, not necessarily they're from San Francisco, right? So, I mean, you're making the cities more enjoyable and then like make touching the people's life. But how about you? Like, is it too hard to be like, you know, back and forth in Morocco and here? What was the reason you're still in Morocco? Because of you want to make sure that your engineer team or product team is like.
So the product team is in San Francisco.
Okay.
I would say we are a company that is okay with remote. We are not 100% remote, but we are okay with remote with people actually who have like the maturity to be remote because it's not easy for everybody to be remote. And so we have like one engineer in Paris, we have our VP of sales in Charlotte, and we have like the rest of the product team is in San Francisco. Crazy. And we have the mapping team in Morocco.
And this is like the new way doing the business pretty much, right?
And because like you have super talented people who have like family reasons for being in some cities and who are really excited about what you do. Right, and so you're not going to tell them, hey, you know what, like, no, I'm not like you're not with me in the office. You trust them, right? And then some people deserve the trust, others don't. But like the people we work with are super good at what they do.
And I can see your energy, like I mean, because pretty much still in that size of the company, the culture is you. And if you just like want to be set up to the culture, the way you want to work with the people, then pretty much you can end up hiring those people. And you the consumer app, but you still have enterprise things going on and with the cities. Interesting. So what is like future? Like, so you guys want to add more city and add more features?
Add more cities. One thing that we're working through right now is so we added like booking in the app through partners.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Yeah.
Yeah. So like we partner with booking platforms like SpotAngels or booking platforms owned by parking operators like.
But you're not the booking platform.
No, I'm not. We just partner with them.
Okay.
So we have an inclusive approach. Whoever is good at what they do, we want to work with them.
I like
if
that.
they don't want to work with us, then we do it.
So, but I mean, you have already community, and
yeah, exactly.
You're very powerful that part.
Exactly. So we find like really good partners in the booking site. So we're like, you know what, we're gonna partner with them, and we're super happy to do that with them because they're really good at what they do, and it's not like our forte. So let's work together. So we're working on that. There's also the payments on street. So for the payments on street, what is interesting is the players didn't want to play nice with us. So now we are going to do it directly.
Players on like street means like, so if you want to pay your meter
exactly.
So they can able to pay with you guys.
Exactly. That's what we're working on right now.
That's crazy.
And so the reason why it's important for us to do that
because you have already a relationship with the cities. So
first of all, second, 52% of our users asked us to be able to pay for how long they stay in the meter. Right, and
instead of paying upfront and then
exactly,
I always pay more than because I don't want to get a ticket.
Exactly, and so they wanted that inside of the app, right?
Yeah.
And then third thing, this is like a policy that looks like, for example, opening payment to multiple apps. It's a policy that looks like something just like trivial, not important. It is the single most important policy for city to adopt. Wow. Why? Because then you open the meter payment system to multiple apps. We don't want to be the only apps doing it. When we go pitch cities, we're like, no, keep your provider, want to be another app. Why? Because then you force people to compete based on innovation. So if I have somebody burning my ass, kicking my ass, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to get better. I need to provide a better customer service. I need to take care of my drivers even more and my community members. And so then you get better service. And what you saw is that actually cities like in Europe, they did that. They went from 10-20% mobile penetration to 60-80% mobile penetration in payments. And what this helped them to do is save tons of money in cash collection because they have to spend money to collect the coins. Use less pay machines because people are paying on mobile, increase driver satisfaction, create new services. So right now we're pitching our cities this idea.
Interesting. So then sounds like you need maybe a little bit more money to raise the new capital. It might be on the road because now you solve the parking and then you're solving the payment. It's amazing, man. And you're not from here. You're from Morocco, and you're a physician, scientist. And physician is the right word. Physicist. I'm sorry. Physician there fix the stuff, right? And then you see like the people like us have an accent, and we don't even know. I don't know the difference between physician and physicist. But we're in San Francisco. Man, we're solving the problem.
Here's my story. The first day I came to Berkeley, I didn't know really well how I mean, my English was terrible. Right?
Okay,
So I'm Moroccan, studied in France. I was speaking Arabic and French. And English was like so.
So your French is your like native.
And Arabic both actually. Okay. And so I was like I met my professor there at UC Berkeley. Really nice guy. I love this guy. Like he was so helpful for me, and to me and so good to me. And I was like, okay. Hey, my name is Hamza, and then he started, hey, my name is Mark, and so on, and I was like, hey, nice to meet you, Mark, and that's it. And then he was like trying to make me comfortable by cracking some jokes, and I didn't know what he was saying, so I was like, yes, yes. And then he looked at me and he felt really like uncomfortable. He was like, what the fuck? Did I do something? And I was like, oh, sorry, sorry, I didn't get it. And what is really funny is then like Mark came back with his students. I think it was like 1 year or 2 years ago. They came to the office and he was like, and we had like a fluent discussion in English, or at least I think he understood what I said and I understood what he said.
At least you have the conversation back and forth.
Exactly.
Instead of yes.
And he was like, I'm proud of you, man. Like, remember the first time we met? I was like,
I know, man. When I first came to Bay Area, I studied English medium university in Turkey. I'm in Turkey, but I mean it's so hard to learn English anyway. I had a hard time ordering coffee. Yes, coffee is like sounds like so easy, but still, I mean, daily base. I always tell the people, like, it doesn't matter where you came from, like, or what's your name, or like what's your ethnicity. At least in San Francisco, you have a chance and an opportunity to try and do stuff. It's
gonna be harder.
It's for sure harder.
It's gonna be harder.
And then that's like, but a lot of people they don't have a role model.
Yeah.
Also, this channel, I would just want to make it happen, because if people probably know you from Morocco, but the nearby countries or the people, like, they want to interest in do something in here.
Yeah.
If they hear your story, they say, you know what? If Hamza done it, I can do it.
Of course.
It's not easy for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like a lot of people like so easy to do it. They think that money is flowing here.
Yeah.
Everybody take my money. It's not.
No,
like
it's
that.
not the case.
Yeah.
And like what we went through was really intense and funny, and we had the chance to get into YC, which opened us like the network and so on. Without them, it would have been really, really hard. But I remember.
Are you the first Moroccan to accept by the?
Maybe.
YC.
Maybe.
After
I
you,
think,
do you know any Moroccan followers?
Yeah, of course. Like many.
Yeah. That's what I wasn't trying to say.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Because you have a playbook, or at least they say, you know what, Hamza's guy, I can reach out through LinkedIn.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's another thing, because you kind of connected that people.
Exactly. But what is beautiful about actually this city is that if you're really committed to it, and if you work hard and you show progress, people actually can see beyond the fact that you don't speak English really well. They can see beyond whatever stigma that they have or how they think, because at the end of the day, many of them were immigrants as well and came here that were not native and so on, and they are technologists, and many of them actually just see the product, what you build. Exactly.
You build, right?
And to be fair, it's not everybody, and there are many people actually who still would not take you seriously if you are not eloquent and stuff like this. But I would say compared to other countries, it's pretty amazing.
Still, like, this is the spot. If it is a better spot, we're probably gonna live there or move there. But I mean, now is the best place to live. I was gonna ask you actually for some kind of advice, because we're asking in this the connection, like, because the stuff you learn on the way and right now where you are, and you're just trying to solve the new problem and the payment problem. Do you have any, like, the advice and the ideas, like the feedback for the first time entrepreneur, like something you say, you know what, I wish I knew this thing before. So it's all about user acquisition, man. I wish I knew. We should talk. It's all about user acquisition, and I wish I knew that before. Because you always think maybe product.
You watch videos, and they tell you product market fit, and then you build something for you. They tell you build something for you, and you do, and you like it, and you're like, other people like it, but then
how you gonna scale?
How do you distribute that, right? So word of mouth. Okay, not all the products are super viral. Some products are really, really, really interesting for people, and they will tell their friends. But if you don't accelerate that, you don't have enough traction to go raise money or be profitable or stuff like this. So it's all about user acquisition. And that's what I discovered, and that's what I encourage everybody to focus on. First, of course, you have to get a product that you yourself are comfortable with, that solves a problem, right? This is like the basic. This is 101.
I mean, but then if you don't have a product market fit, what's the point?
Exactly.
You're gonna do it.
But then instead of trying to optimize, and that's maybe like a mistake we did, trying to optimize for 1 point of retention or so on, go fix the distribution first. It's gonna give you like more users. You're gonna learn faster, right? And then you're gonna be able to optimize the retention curves and so on. So obviously, if you don't have a retention plateau, meaning 100 users entering, you have at least 10 that stay after like a week or a month based on your product, or a year or whatever. But you need to find stickiness and repeated usage. If you don't have this, you don't have product market fit, right?
But after that, it's
all about user acquisition.
They say that first time entrepreneur, they focus the product. Second time entrepreneur, they focus on distribution. That makes sense. Exactly. Because when you not all the product is well known. They are the best product, but they distribute well. They figure out their user acquisition, and then they're just scaling, and then they biggest defensibility is the growth. If you've been in 45 cities 2 years ago, you're probably gonna sell payment problem already, or like you were gonna do something else.
And especially with network effect products, or I
Yeah.
would say community-based product, the more you are, the better it gets. So it's a really like, okay, how can I get to this scale where now the maps feel live and the data is always up to date and stuff like this. So that's what I discovered the hard way. And when I understood that, then I was like,
You just turn to be like, that's what another.
that was my focus.
That's another stuff that you're saying. Like, if you know how to build a product, and if you know how to sell, and the sale is for your case is scaling, you are unstoppable. I mean,
Exactly.
because the growth is like something. I mean, I just live for that and for the mobile action. I figure out like a lot of product companies, a lot of the product focus of the CEOs. They're just like really focusing on like the problem they're solving, but they're not really figured out like how they're gonna scale, how they're gonna
Exactly.
take the company next level.
Exactly.
This
and
is
and
yeah,
sometimes there are some low hanging fruits. For example,
Yeah.
for us was SEO.
yeah,
Okay, when people search parking near Museum of Ice Cream,
yeah.
now we're first.
Crazy, yeah.
When people search free parking in San Francisco, now we're first.
So you're saying like a lot of low hanging fruits they should focus.
And that's what really like transformed our trajectory is SEO.
Amazing, man. So like, you know what? We should do this thing part 2. I know like we just wanted to short it like 30-40 minutes
Yeah.
to just make your stories like compelling, and your SpotAngels already visible in the US 45 cities, and then we want to make you the visible.
Thank
and
you.
you sound like an amazing guy, and the guy I want to hang out.
Thanks, man.
In San Francisco or Marrakesh or any part of the world.
Welcome.
In new city you go, take me, please.
Okay, I will.
I'm a good guy.
Okay.
I can find you the good bar and restaurant.
I will ask your wife first.
No, not a parking spot, but I'm very good with the restaurants, the bar. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much,
Yeah,
man. Really
thanks for
appreciate it.
being
Of
here,
course.
man.
Thank you
Alright.
for the opportunity.
So, guys,
Guys.
we were with the Hamza, the founder and CEO of the SpotAngel. That was an amazing the episode. I really don't want to like end it, but I think he'll be with us and in the near future. So just keep following the channel, and then if you are interested to hear the other people's stories, just write in the comment, and we'll just try to get them the show. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.